Birshut Marabatai, we're starting Perek Yud Gimel, amazing stories about Shimshon. We have, I think, 3 or 4 chapters about Shimshon. The last story is about a Shofet. Then it goes to different stories, but the last story about the Shofet is Shimshon. There were other Shoftim after that, which are Shemuel Hanavi and Eli, but those are not in the book of Shoftim anymore. That's the book of Shemuel, which next book we're going to learn. Okay. After this, the story of Shimshon, we're going to go to the idol of Micha and the story of Pilegesh Begiva. Those are 2 stories that happened not by the end, happened during all these years, within the years of Shoftim. Those stories happen. Okay, so we start with again tragedy of Bnei Israel. Why? Because Vayosifu Bnei Israel Asad Hara B'nei Hashem. Right? I sometimes say the stories of Shoftim to my son, because again, why don't they learn their lesson? This is it. They sin, and what happened? Vayitenem Hashem beyat imachshamam Pelishtim. Right? Hashem gave us in the hand of Pelishtim. Look at this, 40 shana. This is the longest.
Again 40.
Same. 40 shana, no, those are the good years. We had 40 shana of good years. The bad years, we had 18 years, 7 years. This is 40 years of of being subjugated. Remember, all the other 40 shanas were the good years. That the land was quiet for 40 years, and we were in peace for 40 years. Here, 40 years. Okay, so I have to tell you in advance, this 40 years is counting the years of Shimshon also. So 20 years of complete problems and 20 years that Shimshon came. But Shimshon is different than any other Shofet that we have. One of the things we see that the way Hashem treated him, like he's going to be the famous Nazir, that's different. But another difference between Shimshon is all the other Shoftim, what did they do? They waged war against the enemy. Shimshon never did that. He went living with the enemy, being one of them, and within he was doing personal fights with them. So they don't come and attack Bnei Israel because of him. Different than any other shofet that you saw until now. His technique was different. He didn't want, because they were it was downfall of the generation. Then the generation didn't have so much zechut to go fight the whole enemy and get rid of them. So they were still subjugated to the enemy, and within that, it just made it easier for them, just by fighting within and destroying some of them, and by the end, a lot of them. Right? That was the end of his life, that he gets to do mass killing of Palestine, which we all know the famous story. Okay, so 40 years they were subjugated. Again, these 40 years, 20 years of Palestine, and 20 years of it, Shimshon was the leader. Right? So from now, you know that Shimshon ruled for 20 years. He was Shofet for 20 years. Ish echad misara mimishpachat hadani. There was a person from a town called Sar'a, which is, I think I heard, still in Israel, right? From the Mishpachat Hadan, from the Shevet of Dan. Ushmo Manuach. Right? Ushmo Manuach teaches us something. Right? His name was Manuach. So Midrash says that with the Rashaim, people are Rasha, their given name comes after Shemo. Like what? Naval Shemo, Goliath Shemo. The name comes. But with the Tzadikim, it says Ushmo Manuach. So from this we see there's the hint that he was a Tzadik. Even though Gemara says Manuach was Am Haaretz, we'll see soon why. Gemara picks a name that says it was Am Haaretz, but he was at least a Tzadik. It could be Am Haaretz, Tzadik, even though he didn't learn so much. Okay, Ushmo Manuach. Why? This week's parasha. We learn from Hashem. Ushmi Hashem. No, not that. It says Shmi comes before Hashem. So what does this teach us? That the Tzadikim, their name is very important for them. To have a good name in this world. Tov Shem, Mishem and Tov. Hashem, they don't care about their name. They ruin their own reputation. They do bad things. Who cares what they say about me? Right? So their name comes later. Right? Naval Shemo. Naval, we'll see. Whoever was Rasha, they don't care about their name. But Tzadikim, their name is very important. So the name comes first. Like we say again, this week's parasha says, Ushmi Hashem. Shmi Hashem is what? The name is very, very important. So Manoach, from here we see it was a Tzaddik, but Ishto Akara, but the problem was his wife was barren. Velo Yalada, she couldn't give birth. Vayira Malach Hashem El Ha'isha. So the angel of Hashem appears to the lady, not to him, to the lady. Why? She was bigger Tzaddiket than he was. And she has the biggest zechut. We see the 2 times that the angel comes, goes to her, not to him. So we see she was a very special lady. But where is her name? All we know in the book, if you look at it, we cannot find her name. Eshed Manuach, right? But Chachamim say we know her name. Masechet Baba Batra says her name was Salapunas. That was her name. So Gemara is asking, what do we need to know her name? To show that the Nevi'im gave this name, handed it to us. How do they know the name? They're from the Nevi'im. Came down all the way to the Chachamim to show that even Shimshon, that is like such a gibor that you think is not even like a human, is above the human. He was born from a human people. Human.
Salna? What was her name?
Sala Punas.
Salla?
Yeah.
What Gemara?
Baba Batra. By the way, we're learning Baba Batra in the mornings. So from 8:15 to 9, 8:30 to 9. Okay. With Uriel and Mr. Sioni and
which parak? Contracts and selling a house.
Yes, all these things. Okay. So that's the Gemara. Gemara says her name is okay. What's why the Gemara has to teach us this? The Gemara says to show that we don't believe like those goyim that someone could.
He's the son of a god.
Son of a god. This thing exactly. These things we don't have. Everyone from a human being. That's why the last 6 parashas says what? Vayelech ish mibed Levi, right? Vayikach isha mibed Levi, who was Amram and Yocheved, they got married. They had Moshe. So even Moshe, that is so godly, was born from a human being. So no one could say anything else. All those things that the Goyim say is a shaker, complete shaker. Okay. Vayomer Elah. So the Malach came to this lady and he told her, Hinena at Akara, you are barren, below Yalat, and you didn't give birth. Ve'harit ve'yalad ben. You're going to get pregnant and you're going to give birth to a son. Ve'ata ishamril na al tishti yain. And now be careful. Do not drink wine, ushkhar, and any intoxicating items, anything that makes you drunk. Ve'al tochli kol tameh. And do not eat any tameh. What does it mean? I don't eat any tameh. No one could eat. No one is allowed to eat tameh. Rashi says, "Devarim ha'asurim lenazir." Don't eat anything, not tameh for everybody else. Those are obviously no, that she's not allowed to eat. But anything that for nazir asur, well, like the grapes, the seeds of the grapes, right? The skin of the grape, anything that comes from grape products are asur for nazir to eat. She's not allowed to eat them also. Why? Because the baby is nurturing from her. So from the time that she gets pregnant, the baby is already called Nazir, is already Kodesh. Kina Harab yoledet ben, you are going to be pregnant and you're going to give birth to a boy. Umora lo ya'ala rosho, and you cannot bring razor on his head. That means shaving is asur, you're not allowed to shave. Ki Nazir Elohim hiye hana'ar. This boy is going to be Nazir for Hashem. Min habeten, from while she's in your stomach. Right? Vehu yachel lehoshia ed Yisrael me'at Pelishtim. And he's going to start saving the Jewish people from the hand of Palestinians. Okay, so now that she hears this, she's going to report it to her husband. But tavo ha'isha v'tomar le'isha. She came and told her husband, lemor. So what is this lemor? Lemor is extra here. Whenever the Gemara says, when Hashem told Moshe something, Vaydaber Hashem el Moshe lemor. So Gemara says, what does it mean lemor? Why is Hashem says, Vaydaber Hashem el Moshe lemor? Lemor means go tell others. Don't keep it for yourself, go tell others. These are the things you have to go tell others. Here also lemor is extra. She's telling him, we have to go publicize the nest. She believed, right? First of all, she didn't even know this is an angel. She thought Isha Elohim means what? Prophet. She thought it is one of the prophets. Those days they had a lot of prophets. So I said, okay, one of the prophets came to me and told me these things. Now we have to go. She believed him so much that Emunat Chachamim. She said, you have to go publicize the thing, lemor, publicize the nest. Right? Isha Elohim ba Elai. Again, Isha Elohim, when it says means prophet, doesn't mean angel. Came to me. Umar ke mare malach. Oh, but his face looked like a malach Elohim. His face was like a angel, nora me'od, very awesome. And some people, you look at their face, they're like, wow, what a big tzaddikim, you look at their face, they're awesome, like shiny. Velo sha'alteu ez mize. I didn't ask him from where he was, who, ez mize who, ve'et shemo lo yigid li, and he didn't tell me his name. That detail I forgot to ask him. She was overwhelmed with the news. She didn't ask him, who are you? What's your name? What shul you go to? Okay.
Who's your neighbor?
ויאמר לי, הנה חרה ויולדת ben. So he told me, you're going to be pregnant and you're going to be give birth to a boy. ואתה אל תשתי יין, and now you should not drink wine. Ushkhar and shechar. ואל תאכלי כל טומאה. Do not eat any. Again, tomorrow she says the things that are asur for Nazir. Ki Nazir Elohim yeh na'ar min ha-beten v'ad moto. So the son is going to be Nazir of Hashem from the inside the stomach until he dies. Right? So question is here, where's the rest of it? The angel, if you look at the pasuk, hey, he told her more than that. He told her, Hu yachel lo she'ed Yisrael mi'at Pelishtim. This part she left out. Why did she leave out? That's why it says lemor. This part she wanted to publicize, but the part that is going to save the Jewish people, she didn't want to say anything. That stays a secret. Why? Because if the Palestinians, they're under their hand. They find out, they're going to
come and kill him.
Kill him, exactly. So that part she left out. Don't publicize that part. It's just the part that I'm going to get pregnant. That's big enough a miracle for me to go publicize.
Oh, because she was barren, yeah.
Yeah. She was barren. And I'm assuming she wasn't that young also, because it was a miracle for her. Vayater Manoach el Hashem, and Manoach prayed to Hashem. Vayomer, and he said, Bi Adonai Ish Elohim Asher Shalachta Yavona Od Eleinu. Please Hashem, this prophet that you sent, please send him again to us. Why? Vayorenu man asel hayolet. He has to teach us what to do with this boy that is born. He had the kashya, he had the question, how am I going to raise this boy? Right? Already the angel told the lady, but I have a question about it. How is it possible? How am I going to raise a Nazir in my house? Imagine, it's not an easy thing. From the beginning, it has to be Nazir. We all saying Kiddush, we all celebrating this, that. What are we going to do with this boy? Vayishma Elohim bekol Manoach. Hashem heard the prayer of Manoach. Vayavo Malach Elohim od el haisha. You see, the second time also he comes, he doesn't go to Manoach, he goes straight to the lady. So the angel came again to Eshet Manoach. Salah Hunas. Okay? So he came to her. Vehi yoshevet besadeh, she was sitting in the field. Umanoach isha and imah. And Manoach, her husband, was not with her. How do you... One grammar I want to teach you. How do you know Isha here means her husband, Isha, and the other Isha means lady?
Yeah, lady, right.
Right? The dot in the hay gives it away. When is the dot in the hay? Inside the hay, you see? Isha, you emphasize on the hay, means her husband. But if it doesn't have that dot, means a lady, Isha. So you pronounce it differently also. Yes, that little.
That means Zan.
No, her husband. Her husband. Isha. Ish, that belongs to her. Right? It's like double hay. Tajdid before saying it. Okay, that's what it emphasizes on the hay. When you read it also, you have to read it differently. If you read it the same, if you read it Isha, means what? Lady. You have to read it Isha with pronouncing the hay. Okay, and Imah, you see her. Hay also here is not with her. So her husband was not with her. She was alone. But Tamara Isha, here you see this one doesn't have that lady. But Tamara Isha v'tara satagil Isha, the lady ran quickly and told her husband, "Vatomer elav hine nireh elai ha'ish asher ba bayom elai." Again, this man that came that day to me appeared to me. She went to call her husband. Vayakom vayelech Manoach acharei ishto. And Manoach got up and went behind his wife. So from here, Gemara says that Manoach was Amharis. That's what the people. Why?
He followed his
because
way.
why are you going behind your husband? The husband has to be in the front.
Right.
So from here, that's where it gives them the hint that he was Amharis, even though he was a big tzaddik. Okay. So she was a bigger tzaddik. That's why the angel was going to her. Vayavo el ha'isha. Vayavo el ha'ish. He came. Manoach came to the man. Vayomer lo ha'at ha'ish asher dibarta el ha'isha. Vayomer ani. He said, are you the man that talked to my wife? And he said, yes, that's me. Vayomer Manoach ata yavod barecha. May your words come true. Ma ye mishpat hanar u'maseu. What is the laws of this boy and the action? What should we do? Vayomer Malach Hashem el Manoach, and the angel of Hashem told Manoach, Mikol asher amarti el ha'isha, anything that I told the lady, your wife, tishamer, watch out. So what is he telling him to do? Mikol asher yaseh migefen hayayin, anything that comes out of grapevine. Lo tochal, you should not eat. Vayayin v'shechar al tesh, and don't drink wine and shechar. V'chol tuma al tochal, and anything tameh don't eat. V'chol asher tzivitiha tishmor, and anything I told her, do it. Okay, so what? After all these prayers, it comes and tells him the same thing. What is new here? Okay, the Rabbi Schwab picks on this and says there's a lot of new things here. Right? At the surface, it's like it's saying the same thing. But here is still giving you big chinuch. Listen. Said, you know what? You're right. You cannot just raise a child, holy child, in a house that's normal. You also have to be the same. You want him to be Nazir, you have to. So here is not telling him that over there was telling the lady, while you're pregnant, don't eat this. Here is telling Manoach, you don't eat grapes, you don't drink wine, you don't eat, you don't do this, don't do that, don't go become tamid. Right? He's telling the father, why me? You want your child, you want to raise your child? Here. We just had the Abba here. Right?
And he's here learning.
Baruch Hashem. Yes. Mazal Tov to Esther Setare. He just became a father. So you want your children to learn from you? Come to the class. You want them to learn Torah? Sit down and learn Torah yourself. There's a big, Rabbi Shav says, this is a big chinuch lesson. If you want to do something else than you're teaching your child, it's going to be very confused. Like those parents that they tell their children, don't lie, and then themselves, they lie. Over the phone, the child then hears them, right? He's talking to his friend, he's lying. Oh, what happened? You told me don't lie, you were lying yourself?
It's a white lie.
You're telling your children, go learn Torah, you're sitting down at home, relaxing, watching internet. It's not going to work. You want your child to raise up the right way, you have to do it yourself. So that's why I said, you want him to become Nazir, Chazak Baruch, you do it yourself too. Don't think, oh, okay, I'm allowed to eat, to drink wine, but my son is not allowed. That is not going to work. Okay? So the challenge was accepted. Vayomer Manoach el Malach Hashem. Manoach told the angel, still thinking that he's a normal person, is talking to a prophet, to a Nabi. Na'aresana otach. Let us hold you back a little bit. Please come to us. We want to feed you. We want to give you something to eat. We're going to shecht a goat. Baby goat for you. Come eat lunch, then go. Vayomer Malach Hashem el Manoach, im ta'arseni lo ochal. If you hold me back, I'm not going to eat. Belachmecha, your bread. Ve'im ta'aseh, but if you want to do something, ola la Hashem ta'alena. What? Make it sacrifice for Hashem. Ki lo yadam Manoach ki Malach Hashem hu. Manoach didn't know that this is the angel of Hashem. Vayomer Manoach el Malach Hashem mi shemecha Ki yavod barecha v'cheved nucha. So Malach told the angel, what is your name? So when your word comes through, we want to give you kavod. We're going to go announce, right? Mr. So-and-so came and did this miracle for us. ויאמר לו מלאך השם, למה זה תשאל לשמי? Why are you asking my name? והוא פלי. And his peli usually means wonder, but here Rashi says means mechuse, is covered. Undercovered, I'm undercovered. Right?
Undercovered.
That's it. What does it mean? Angels don't have a specific name like human being, one name. Any mission that they get, their name changes with their mission.
So Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, they change?
They could change, yeah. Then their name could change according to their mission. Right? That's what the Chachamim say. Look at Rashi. Rashi says, "V'hu peli mechuse." First, Rashi says it's covered. That means it's not a real name to give you. Tammi hu mishtane. Always changes. When yadu alama mishtane hayom. Okay, and I don't know what is lema mishtane, and I don't know what is going to change to my name too. That's what the angel told me. My name changes. Okay. ויקח מנוח את גדי העזים ואת המנחה ויעל על הסור להשם. Oh, big problem here, right? Manoach took the goat and the mincha and brought it on a stone for Hashem. This is time of Shoftim. Time of Shoftim was, Shiloh was there, right? Mishkan Shiloh was still there. Right? We just learned yesterday about this in the Daf Yomi. Machloket, that you are allowed to bring on Bamad Yachid. Bamad Yachid means what? Private Bama, private Mizbeach. Are you allowed to bring the time of Shiloh or no? There was Machloket. One Rabbi said
only the king
only time of Beit HaMikdash stopped. But time of Shiloh was allowed. The other rabbis said no, which the halakha and majority of opinion says time of Shiloh was also not allowed, right? And they brought the kasha from here. Oh, here Manoach brought.
And the angel took
so
it.
the answer was Hora'at Sha'ah. Hora'at Sha'ah means what, like Eliyahu that brought also on a mountain. That was Hora'at Sha'ah. One time when a Navi tells you to do something one time, you could do it. As long as it's not completely against Hashem. One Hora'at Shah is good. Okay, then here also, he saw this. According to him, he was a prophet, he was a Navi, telling him to do this, bring it here on the stone. Okay, I don't have to go to Shiloh. Okay, I do bring it here. That's the answer that they give. And according to the other opinion, he was allowed to do it on the.
So they still think he's a Navi?
Yes.
Even though he just went up to the sky?
After he goes, then he ends.
But it should look different. The Navi and the angel, they don't do the same. The angel, you can see through.
No. The angels that came to Abraham, he thought they are Arabs. Right? The angel could dress like human. And
you have an angel in front of you.
Okay. ומפליא לעשות ומנוח ואשתו רואים. מפליא לעשות means what? He did wonders. He did wonders, and Manoach and his wife, they saw. They're going to say what wonders. But this is maflil asad that they bring in Asher Yosef. That Hashem does wonders.
This is it? You got it from here?
You got it from here in Asher, yeah. So it says, the Mefarshim say, what is maflil asad? When the guf and the neshama, they work together and they become like one. The guf and neshama, that's maflil asad. Right?
When the guf and the neshama become one?
They work together and become like one. They never become exactly one because neshama is not, but they work together and become like one. Okay, that's called mafli lasot. Mafli lasot, wonders. We will see soon that what happened with the angel, that his goof became like a neshama, went up. Umanach Shoroim, and Manach and his wife, they saw. What did they see? When the flame was going up, from the top of the Mizbeach HaShamayim to Shamayim, Vayal Malach Hashem Belahav, and the angel went up with the flame, Belahav HaMizbeach, with the flame of the Mizbeach, Umanach Manuach Ve'ishto Ro'im, Manoach and his wife, they saw, imagine seeing such a scene. They fall on their face on the ground. Now they found out that, this is an angel. Right? So, where did they bring the fire? The fire came from Shamayim. So, they said 3 times.
3 times the fire came?
Fire, we have in the books that 3 times fire came from Shamayim. One was the 8th Bayom HaShemini in the Torah, that fire came from Shamayim, and they opened up the Mishkan, the inauguration of Mishkan. That's fire came from Shamayim on the Mizbeach and burned all the sacrifices. Then time of Gidon, which we just had it, right? That the fire came, and this is the 3rd one, Manoach. Okay, that's in the book of Chinuch.
3 بار فقط
It's written.
هیچ
There is a
وقت
4th one, which is for Eliyahu Navi.
که ابریخ رو چوبا
But I don't know why the book of Chinuch doesn't bring that one. Book of Chinuch brings these 3. Very interesting. So that fire that came on the Mizbeach time of Mishkan, they said they never left that Mizbeach. Even time of Shiloh that they had that Mizbeach, the fire was still on it. That fire was still on it and would jump when they build the bigger Mizbeach. The fire would jump from this Mizbeach to the other Mizbeach. It's something wondrous. Okay, so here is the fire comes and takes the angel with him to Shamayim. Vayom Manoach el ishto, that Manoach got so scared. He said, that's the end of us. That's it. We are dead. Right? We see such a thing, we are dead.
چرا همیشه میگفتن میمیرن وقتی ملاخ میبینن؟ میگه ملاخ بیریخ نبوده، میگه خوشگل بوده.
Yeah, well, it's not because of the scare, because it's maybe, we don't deserve to see
از
such a thing.
اناواشون میگن.
Yes.
اگه من
He
الان
got scared.
من اگه الان ملاخ بگیرم میگم من باروخ هشم خدا منو دوست داره، ملاخ دارم.
They say, it says, even though they could look good, but it's very scary. You get in awe, like your heart stops, right? ויאמר מנוח אל אשתו מות נמות, we're gonna die. כי אלוהים ראינו, we saw angel. ותאמר לו אשתו, so you see that the wife was, again, she was more religious than him, so she told him, don't worry, nothing is gonna happen to us. Lu chafes Hashem la'amitenu. If Hashem wanted to kill us, lo lakach miyadenu olah u'mincha. Hashem wouldn't take our sacrifice olah and mincha from our hand. You see, went straight up, right? So that means that Hashem was happy with us. Velo era otanu kol ele, and He wouldn't show us all these miracles. U'ka'et lo ishma'enu kazod, and we wouldn't hear such a good news. When if Hashem wanted to kill us, He would come and give us such good news. No, she said, relax. Nothing is going to happen to us. Vateled Aisha ben, that's the birth of Shimshon. She gave birth. Vatikra Shemo Shimshon. They called his name Shimshon. What is Shimshon? It comes from Shemesh, right? The same way that Shemesh and protects people and could also harm people. That's it. Shimshon protects his people and harms the other people. Right? And then another explanation of Shimshon was Shamash. Shamash Elohim of Hashem. The servant of Hashem. Okay? Vayagdal anar vaybarechu Hashem. The young boy became bigger and Hashem blessed him. V'tachal ruach Hashem lefa'amo b'machane Dan, and ruach Hashem fall upon him once in a while. B'fa'amo means Rashi says, right? Lavo b'kirbo lepa'amayim. Sometimes it would come on him in Machane Dan. And again, we said sometimes when Ruach Hashem comes, some of this Shoftim, they got Nevuah. But here, he got power. All of a sudden,
spirit power, spirit power.
The spirit of the power.
It's not Nevuah?
No. All of a sudden, he would get so strong, let's say a big rock, he would crush it with his hand.
He was from the tribe of Dan?
Dan, yes. Ben Sarah or Ben Eshtaol. And that's his address. Between Sarah and Eshtaol, those are the two towns. He was living there.
بعد از یفتح شمشون اومد? I missed once. I think I missed
No,
one.
we had a few.
Okay, I'll fill it up.
بعد از یفتح, remember Boaz رو داشتیم? You wrote it, no?
Yiftach HaGiladi,
We had
Boaz,
which is, he calls him, it was here, Ifsan. Ifsan is the same as Boaz. Ifsan. וישפוט אחריו אלון הזבולוני. Okay, so Ifsan, Elon. And then after Elon came Avdon ben Hillel. These are all the end of last perek.
Elon ha
Zebuloni. From Shevet Zebulon. 10 years. And then Avdon ben Hillel, 8 years, from Shevet Ephraim. End of it, we said finally Ephraim got a Shofet also. Menashe had few, Ephraim.
Boaz was which tribe?
Boaz from Yehuda. David comes from Boaz.
How many years?
Yehuda. Boaz 7 years. As Afson.
And Yiftach was how many years?
Yiftach was 6, right? 6 years, yeah. Okay. We continue. B'ezrat Hashem.